The set designer for a play painted some background scenery on a large piece of plywood. He used a 13-foot long pole to hold the piece of plywood upright, as shown in the diagram below. I have our picture. What is h? The total height in feet of the piece of plywood. Okay, so what I see is I have a triangle, a right triangle with one side missing. As soon as I see that, a right triangle with a side missing, I know I have to use the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, Pythagorean theorem. Okay, now that formula is on the formula card, so we can go to the formula card, Pythagorean theorems towards the bottom. Here's my Pythagorean theorem. My formula is going to be a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. So let's go back to our problem. Our formula is a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. Okay, so what I have is I have these three sides right here of my triangle. I have to put them in the right spots on my theorem. So what I'm going to look for is I'm going to look for my L shape, my 90-degree angle, because those are the legs of my triangle, and that will go into A and B. So the legs make up the L shape, the right angle. So that's going to be a 5, so 5 to the second power, plus, and my other side will be my h to the second power. Okay, equals. The last piece of my triangle is going to be the hypotenuse. I haven't used a 13, so this will be my 13 right there. Okay, now that I'm here, what I'm going to do, I need to find the value of my h. I can let the calculator do that for me, and I can go and use the CAN method, the calculator algebra numerical solve. So we're going to go into my calculator. Okay, I want to do Control and U, so you can start fresh. Okay, start fresh. This is a regular calculator, and we're doing numerical solve. So we're going to go Menu, A for algebra, N for numerical solve. Here's where we're going to type in our problem. So it was going to be 5 to the second power plus h to the second power equals 13 to the second power. Now, once I have this set up, I need to tell the calculator I want the answer to the h, so I can click on comma to let the calculator know that I've already finished typing my problem and I want the answer to the h. So we go and press enter. The correct answer is 12. The missing piece h will be 12. So we go back to our problem, and our answer h is equal to 12. Now, this is where I have to be careful with. The missing piece of my triangle is going to be 12. So I found this 12 right here. That's the missing piece that we found. But what they want the h, the total height of the piece of plywood. The piece of plywood goes from the floor all the way up to this point. So I have these extra 2 feet over there up on top. So I'm going to take my 12 that I started off with, and I'm going to add those 2 feet at the top. So the final answer is 14, because what we want from the bottom all the way to the top will be 14 feet. The missing piece of the triangle is 12, but we want to go all the way up to the top, up to 14. So then all I'm going to do now is put it into my grid. So 14, this is one thing you have to be careful with. 14 is the same thing as, let's say, $14. So that 14 will go in to the left of my decimal point. So my 1, 4 will go into those 2 boxes. So bubble it in, 1, 4. If you like to bubble in the other ones and fill in with zeros, you may. Doesn't matter. Positive. My answer is a positive number. If you leave the positive blank, it'll still be counted automatically positive, or you can go ahead and bubble in a positive. The final answer would be a positive 14.